It's Scottish Cup semi-final weekend, which means I'm tagging out because I have nothing to say. My team's no here.
You're not participating this weekend.
No, we're out. Well, we were out in February. It's all over. I've got nothing good to say. You take it away.
Who eliminated you again?
Queen's Park.
Is that the same Queen's Park that haven't won a game since February?
Same Queen's Park though. It's been saved by
Hamilton Academic.
which we'll get to, but yeah, I'm not in action this week.
I mean, we say that, but I mean, technically, I think Hamilton could just about still survive if they.
Well, they could beat Airdrie, but they can't beat Queen's Park.
Queen's Park have been. Tell you what, Queen's Park have been saved because at best, Queen's Park were getting a playoff spot.
Yep.
And did they fancy their chances of winning that playoff spot?
No, it looks like they'll scrape 8th. But it depends on this weekend. But let's look at the League 2 table.
How do you feel about that? Or do you want to wait until we get to the League 1 table before we discuss it?
Championship table, you mean?
Oh, that's the one, right. Well, I mean, for Hamilton League 1, because that's where they're going to be now.
I know, but we'll wait. I've already discussed it, but we'll wait.
Hey, anyway, let's get into it then. So, Peterhead have a chance this weekend to become champions. They can make it official if they win. And East Fife do not win, then Peterhead will be League 2 champions. Edinburgh City, any hopes that they've got to win in this league, which is pretty much none. Well, they need to win, they need Peterhead to lose. They could still realistically catch East Fife, though. However, I mean, well, I say that, second and third, it doesn't really make a difference. There will be a small amount of prize money, I believe, difference, but in terms of the playoff, it's not meaning a difference. You finish second, you're playing the team in third. If you finish third, you're playing the team in
What
second.
do you get, a rolling chips or something? Is that the difference? Because I don't know what it is.
Yeah, see if it was for Benny's, I'd take it.
Anyway, how about these ones on for size? East Fife still in Albion. I'm going to go...
Maybe you get to look at the bottom of the league table.
Fuck the bottom of the league table, right?
This is the guy that's just...
I've gave up. See you in the next 6 weeks for me. It's going to be flight mode.
Your season finished last night when Dessers got his... See when he got his shirt ripped? That was your season getting ripped up.
I know. You know what? I would have see, we didn't give the penalty, but they didn't give him a shirt and they just brought Igamani on the 20th minute. At least that would have been worthwhile, but with the windy out the door. Anyway, I'm going 2-0 East Fife. I'm
going to go 2-0 East Fife as well.
Big Peterhead will win 1-0 and win the league.
1-0 Elgin City.
Ooh, 4 for Athletic against Bonnie Agros. Bonnie Agros 2-0.
1-1.
Stranraer against Edinburgh City.
2-1 Edinburgh City, keeping the title hopes alive.
And Clay Morrow will not be a happy man.
No, there'll be no boys in Stranraer.
I'll go 1-0 Edinburgh
You'll
City.
You'll be a happy man as well.
I will be. Spartans against Clyde, 2-0 Spartans. Brilliant.
I'll go 2-1 Spartans.
There's the League 1 table, Arbroath have wrapped
There's the League 1 champions.
Inverness.
Best club in Scotland.
What, Inverness?
No, Arbroath.
Arbroath? Well, fair enough.
Only league champions confirmed this year so far. So.
Did you see any of Duncan Ferguson's clips on the overlap?
No.
I think Roy Keane knew his place sitting next to Duncan Ferguson because he didn't say fuck all. Usually Roy Keane's very talkative on it, but I think because Duncan Ferguson's a real hard man.
Yeah, I'm not saying that Roy Keane isn't hard or whatnot, but just because he plays in the Premier League and he's more marketable, and he was playing for Man United and he's on Sky Sports, it's hyped up really. Like, see, his hardness has been like multiplied.
Yes.
Whereas Duncan Ferguson is a legit hard man.
And he did jail time.
Like, you look at anybody that's been in football, any like pundits or analysts or reporters or whatnot. If you were doing like an opinion and you asked them, who would you rather be locked in a room with or something like that for 5 minutes, Roy Keane or Duncan? They're all saying Duncan Ferguson. Now, see all these wee fans that don't know shit about football. They're obviously going to pick Roy Keane because they see the memes online, and you've got the Roy Keane Instagram pages and all that stuff. And you know, people think that the only two tough guys in football were Roy Keane and Patrick Vieira.
Yep.
Because that's what Sky Sport here. And I'm not saying that those guys aren't tough or those guys, you know.
It's because they were the best. Because they were like the best tough guys, if that makes sense. Because they were the guys that were prominent for Arsenal and United. Well, the guys, like Finney Jones, for example, Wimbledon. I mean, bit of a jobber when it came to the actual football, but fucking big hard man. And it's the same with Duncan Ferguson. Yeah, we're talking about a guy that went for a British transfer record, though, at one point.
Aye.
He's not exactly pish, but...
Duncan's alright. Anyway, what did he say?
Well, he's just basically talking about that story about when he battered the two... He says when he battered the two burglars and he looked out down and he saw them in the conservatory and Roy Keane was like, "Aye, and your eyes lit up." He's like, "I did." And he said, well, he was talking about how the fact that he battered both of them, but one of them jumped over the fence, and he says he didn't know what to do. Phone his friends to get rid of the body, or phone the police, and he went, "Nah, I'll phone the police." I guess he had to phone. You think of it right, the guy lived obviously, right, but he had to phone the police because one of the guys managed to get out.
Yeah, there you go, both of them. Like,
who knows? Maybe that phone call would have went through. But point is, Duncan Ferguson, I wouldn't mess with the guy.
There's probably some. I mean, there's bullshit law, isn't it? And you look at a guy wrong for breaking into your house and you're dead 10 years. So
but it was funny hearing like Ian Wright and Gary Neville talking to Duncan Ferguson, like two fucking shite bags. Like Ian Wright was on about when he was up here, when the Old Firm. It was like what he says. It was like a week before the Old Firm, and a guy slammed down on the bonnet of his car and said, "No retreat, no surrender." And Ian Wright said he basically locked himself in the hotel room for a week. And there's Duncan Ferguson battering the fuck out of people in his own house, 2-on-1. You know what I mean?
It's just...
There's levels to this game, and it's a bit shite for Ian Wright, isn't it?
That's something that Danny Dwyer would do, isn't it? Like, pathetic.
Billy Mitchell in the shower. How was EastEnders for all the Celtic fans last night? Was it good?
Oh, Jesus. Anyway, right, what you going to do? There's no EastEnders on the weekend. You're fucked. Anyway, right,
there's something worse than EastEnders on this weekend.
Right, let's get into the fixtures here. Didn't look at the relegation or nothing, but who cares? I think Dumbarton are already gone.
Done.
And in Arbroath, I'll go with Arbroath to keep this party rolling. 2-1.
I'll go Arbroath as well. 1-0. Cove Rangers, Alloa. 1-0 Cove Rangers.
Yes.
Only Rangers in action. What about Kelly Hearts though? Are they going to be only Hearts to win?
Alright, I'm going to go 1-0 Cove Rangers. Kelty Queen of the South, I'm going to go 2-1 Kelty Hearts.
I'll go 1 each. Montrose Dumbarton, 5-0 Montrose. Dumbarton are pish. Links Park, you know the score.
Yeah. You know the score. I'm going to go 3-0 Montrose.
Then Stenhouse-Moor against Inverness. Going to go for 2-0 Inverness.
I think Inverness will finish the season strong. 2-1.
There we go. Right, into the Championship League table. This is probably the most interesting thing for me this weekend. Hamilton, snookered. 8 points behind Airdrie. That's the only team they can catch. Airdrie, the Diamonds in the rough. They fucking mind the Diamonds with that one. What do you make it?
I mean, it is the only team they can catch, like, but even then, I mean, it's not looking good for Hamilton, isn't it?
No.
I seen an Airdrie fan comment on the Hamilton thing on Instagram, and he's like, "Yeah, dancer." And I get it, right? You would be happy because your team looks like, well, they're going to have an opportunity to stay in, and I get it, and that's big. Nobody wants to be relegated. Unfortunately, I know what it feels like. Hearts been relegated a couple of times over the past decade or whatnot, but I mean, it's not the way you want to do it.
No.
So, you know what I mean? Relying on a team getting points deduction.
It's cheap.
It's cheap. Like,
end of the day, Airdrie will take it. But
well,
what Airdrie have got to do is beat Queen's Park for the sake of it.
What would you say on an Instagram post if Celtic just post it right now? Oh, we've been deducted 15 points. So that's not enough. Give us more.
Aye, probably something like
25. That. Would you be like, yeah, dancer?
I'm not even exaggerating. I still think Rangers would fuck it. I'm not. I actually think they would. As much as they shouldn't, I think they would.
Be a bit shite though, because on merit you would know. I mean, maybe it's different than the bottom because like they're all shite and it's not a trophy you're winning at the end of the day. But like, if let's say Celtic got deducted 25 points, you would know deep down here we weren't the best team that season. Like we were handed that.
I'll take it though. Fuck it. Is this in the pipeline or have you just plucked out of thin air? Thin air? Hold on. We're talking about a team that celebrates a title over soon. I'll celebrate 25-point deductions, thank you very much. And there is your league table, though. So Hamilton, I think, are snookered. In terms of the top, Livy kick-off. I think Livy games, what time is it? It kicks off in 5 minutes, so you know what? Let's not waste any more time. Let's actually quickly preview that before anyone goes through us. Livy need to win. Ayr kind of need to win if they want second. I'm going to go 2-1 Livy. We're going to keep it alive.
Yeah, and Rafe Rovers also need to win as well, which is going to help Livy. So I'm going to go 2-1 Levy. Levy need to force the hand here, don't they?
They do. Airdrie against Greenock Morton. Airdrie are going to win 1-0, and it's going to relegate Hamilton.
Yeah, I can see that. I'm going to Airdrie 2-0.
Dunfermline against Partick Thistle. The Partick's went off the boil. Dunfermline have kind of turned it around to a degree. I'm going to go 2-1 Dunfermline.
I'm going 2-2.
Right, Falkirk against Rafe.
I'm going 2-1 Rafe Rovers.
Tell you what, Rafe have beat them twice this season.
Yeah, I'm going 2-1 Rafe Rovers.
Do you think Livy can still win the league?
I thought Livy had to still play Falkirk. It turns out they don't.
No. I'm going to go 1 each. Then our final game.
I know, but another thing is like, not only are Livy 6 points behind, but their goal difference is way worse, and that's a big difference. See if Livy had the better goal difference, like I think you could make a much better case.
No, I agree with that.
Because I do think I could see a world where potentially Falkirk lose 2. But losing 2 is not even going to be...
No, I know.
One win. One win will secure the title for them, and I don't know.
No, it would. But I think the big game this weekend, from a sense, is... Well, it's Hamilton Queen's Park, because Hamilton literally need to win, despite our predictions are down, right, according to us. But they need to win, and I think if they win, and Airdrie win, and Queen's Park, I think, are finishing 9th. Man, Queen's Park are extremely low. There is talk of an appeal from Hamilton, right? But who knows? I mean, people are like, oh, why didn't they just give them it after the season? You'd rather know, wouldn't you?
Yeah, but you'd rather know ages ago. It's no good giving you it now, when it practically already relegates
I went through the reasons for it, and it didn't. It was a load of fucking shite. Like, it wasn't like X, Y, and Z. It was more like, oh, you just didn't have the right protocol, business, something.
A doctor or sort of physio or something.
Oh, some fucking weird shit.
It's mental how some teams can make wee mistakes like that, and then you've got Dumbarton or not Dumbarton. Who was on with the uneven pitch?
Bonnie Rig Rose,
and then there's other teams that like do like really bad shit and kind of just announce a statement and blow it under the carpet, and that's it.
It's fucking
straight up. By the way, I think honestly, if you're going to get a points deduction for an uneven pitch, should you not be getting a points deduction for that scandal that happened at Celtic?
Yeah, I mean, I think in a fair world you would.
Now, people could argue, and they could turn around and say, well, that wasn't really to do with the football side of things, which I would agree with, but then again, like, it's not like Bonnie Rig Rose have purposely went out and built an uneven pitch or whatever, or it's not like Hamilton have went out and broken rules on purpose. I think it's unfair, man.
I think the problem is, these things that are broke footballing wise, it's written in law. I don't think anybody, when they come up with the games of football, expected a child abuse case like that, did they? To act accordingly to it. And I think that's what might be the difference there. There's nothing to go on.
Well, I mean, I would invent something then.
Yeah, well, so would I. But anyway, we'll move on. What have we?
Big club privilege. So that is.
I'm going 2-0 Hamilton.
2-0. I'm going to go 2-1 Hamilton. I'll wait. 3-0 Hamilton. Queen's Park or shit.
Right. Scottish Gas Men's Scottish Cup. Yeah. Right, tomorrow, 12:30, a guy in for the night shift. Will you be seeing this game? That's a fucking struggle.
Barely seen any of today, like, I don't know. Will I? I will. I'll be there. Not at the game, obviously, like, but I will be there at the West Wing TV. Or I might watch it in East Wing, I don't know. But I'll be at one of the 120-inch TVs that we have available for our viewing pleasure.
I thought you were going to say one of the 120 TVs that we've got.
Nah.
A wee bit overkill, that, wouldn't it be?
I don't need that many. 50's enough.
No.
Anyway, right, I'm going Hearts 2-1.
Close game. Hearts need to win. No, who's that guy in charge of Hearts? He's not in charge. He's called Andrew something. Is it McKinley? Aye, Andrew McKinley.
Rangers were trying to poach him.
He didn't look too happy. And the way he spoke about Critchley the other day, I think Critchley's gone, even if he wins this.
Oh, really?
The way it looked, aye. So... Well, when I say... I don't mean he'll be sacked after this game. I mean, like, it looks like the end of the season. I'm going to go Aberdeen. Sorry.
What? No, you can... See if you says to me, if Hearts win, Critchley stays for next season, but if Hearts lose, Critchley's gone and Hearts bringing somebody, I'd be tempted to go with the latter.
Yeah, because it's not a final.
Yeah, it's like, because I'm just, I just do not see this Critchley team beating Celtic at all. And therefore, I'm thinking, I mean, yeah, it's good to get to the final and stuff, but is it really at the expense of ruining next season and setting yourself back a further year? Honestly, see if Neil Critchley getting sacked means Hearts lose, I could almost accept it.
Well,
just because I don't think anyone's going to beat Celtic anyway.
You're going 2-1 Hearts. I'm going 2-1 Aberdeen. It is a close game. Put it this way, I think no matter who loses here, there's going to be pressure on the manager. I think Jimmy Tielemans, they could easily finish 5th and no trophies. And considering what it looked like at the start of this season,
Jimmy Tielemans won't get sacked, but the only, is good. His amazing start to this season, that's pretty much been forgotten about now.
Oh, aye.
So any sort of like love or favors or time or whatever he had in the bank is pretty much gone. But I don't see him getting sacked. I think Aberdeen could lose the next 6 games. I think he'll be the manager next season.
Yeah, I'll tell you what though, he could win the Scottish Cup and he could go into GOAT territory.
Yeah, but I think he could lose the next 6. Lose 5 in the split and lose this, and I still think he'll be the manager next season. However, he'll not be able to have a bad start next year. See what he done this year. Those 14 games for a win. He won't be able to do anything close to that next year.
I honestly think
he won't have the whole we were head and head with Celtic to go in his favour this time.
Aberdeen's best chance of the European football guaranteed is winning the Scottish Cup. I think they've more chance of winning this than they do winning the league. Or getting third in the league. I just think Hibs are pretty much nailed on. Aberdeen, if they beat Rangers, which they really should have, but they're shite, I think this is their best chance and they've got to all go out for it.
Yeah, I don't see Aberdeen overcoming a 3-point deficit to Hibs over 5 games.
And then you factor in Dundee United, if Hibs fold it.
But could Aberdeen beat Celtic over 90 minutes, especially if Celtic underperform and don't really show up? I guess so.
We could. Right, we're going 2 sets of 2-1s either side. Right, St Johnstone Celtic. Adam Adair was spotted throwing up in the back of a taxi the other day. He's been sick more times than he's found the back of the net, that for sure.
He delivered in the taxi, but
I wonder if he had to pay the fine.
Yeah, maybe he looked at how much Celtic paid for me and fuck me, and that just made him puke.
A boggin, but is Jason Holt going to rip Adam Adair's shirt round him and get away with one in St Johnstone, sneak a 1-0 win? Probably not. I'm going to go 4-0 Celtic.
Yeah, listen, I think Celtic will be it for revenge. It'd be great to see St Johnstone do it. Yeah, I'm not going to complain if St Johnstone beat Celtic. A couple of months ago, I was like, no, I want Celtic.
Could you imagine though?
See when Hearts were playing well, I want it. Celtic, see now, fucking come on, St Johnstone.
I know, but I know it's the risk, right? You obviously want St Johnstone over Celtic. Could you imagine if Hearts? Could you imagine if Hearts or Aberdeen lost to St Johnstone in the final? The fumble. It'd be generational.
Well,
it'd be fucking
St
bogging.
Johnstone would be in Europe.
They would be. Anyway, folks, where are you going?
3-1 Celtic.
3-1 Celtic, 4-0 Celtic. Right, folks, that is it. That is your weekend preview. Loads of matches to review, and they start tonight with Ayr Livy because I'm expecting. Well, I know we predicted Livy to win, but we could be talking about Falkirk winning the league and getting Premiership promotion. So until then, peace.